وسط الحياة تاهوا فيها ناس وطرق تبان مفروشة ورد وتنتهي بألم وضيق، لكن الطريق للفرحة وطريق الخلاص عند المسيح. أصل المسيح هو الحياة، هو الطريق 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 الطريق
Glad to be back on the air. Once again, here we are at the Way TV, Wake Up America, and we're going to begin in a minute or so with clip number 13. Mina's getting it lined up for me. He's doing a great job, but a lot of things are happening still. A lot of people are beginning to understand that Islam is based on what did Muhammad do, and in fact, I've got two works on experts from Islamic law. This guy here, Dr. Zakir Naik, he says that Muhammad said that having sex with goats and sheep is okay. And this guy's a big-time scholar in Islamic law, and then most of you know about the Ayatollah Khomeini, his little green book. He says the same thing, and he's a scholar on Sharia law. And he says that if a man has sex with a goat or a sheep or a camel, it's okay. Wow. In fact, Dr. Zakir Naik, he says, well, let me read it for you. It says, a man is still considered pure when he releases his lust with a sheep or a goat. If there is no woman, then there is no true lust or sexual sin. Then the animal becomes tainted and must die. So says the Prophet Muhammad, praise be upon him. Wow. Okay. So let us begin with clip number 13, if we can, Mina.
From where you live with Inside Out.
Hello there, I'm Matthew Wright and welcome back to Inside Out London. I hope you had a lovely summer, managed to keep your cool during the glorious heatwave. Well, over the course of this new series, we'll be bringing you plenty of in-depth reports on some of the best stories from around the capital. Over the summer, there have been yet more shocking headlines about gangs of men grooming young girls before subjecting them to horrific sexual abuse. Now, most of the cases that have been reported on have involved attacks on vulnerable white girls, but they're not the only young women being preyed upon. And tonight, young victims from a different community are going to speak out for the first time. They're breaking their silence in order to secure the justice that they say has been denied to them. Chris Rogers presents this special Inside Out London investigation, but I should warn you that some viewers may find some of the content of this film disturbing.
Bradford, Rochdale, Oxford, Telford. In all of these recent high-profile cases, gangs of men have been convicted of grooming young and vulnerable white girls. But there is another group of victims whose stories haven't been told, until now.
A 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, 11-year-old being sexually abused. That shouldn't be tolerated in the streets that we live on.
Behind the doors of Britain's Sikh community, girls speak for the very first time about how they too have been groomed and then subjected to horrific sexual abuse by groups of men.
I can't sleep at all now because I keep getting nightmares. I attempted suicide on my 16th birthday.
I felt used and abused like a piece of rubbish.
He was like, sleep with this guy, this is my friend, and it was horrible. I just wished I was dead.
We hear how being abused can leave Sikh girls isolated from their own community.
I think my family is that embarrassed of everyone knowing. At some point, I thought my parents would turn against me too.
And we investigate claims that the police are failing to protect Sikh children from a network of child abusers.
The support from the police has been zero. Why aren't we getting the same support as other communities are getting?
Jaswinder was only 13 when a man began the process of grooming her.
He seemed like a really sweet guy. I started skipping school just to go out with him. Then he'd buy me stuff and pay for my stuff. And then he bought me a phone to stay in contact with him. He made me feel like I was the centre of attention.
He spent weeks slowly gaining Jaswinder's trust, but he had a hidden agenda.
He took me out to a hotel and then gave me a drink. I didn't know what happened after that.
The next morning, Jaswinder woke up naked and realised her drink had been spiked. The man she thought she could trust had taken obscene photos of her and threatened to show them to her parents unless she agreed to have sex with other men.
They were like those alcoholics you'd see on the streets.
The blackmail and abuse continued for over 18 months. Jaswinder claims that the man who forced her into...
Really good job. Thank you very much, Mina. That was good. Now, so it's very interesting. Dr. Zakir Naik and both him and Ayatollah Khomeini both say that using booze, drinks, and stuff like that, alcohol, is forbidden under Islam. But there, you see the sex gangs that are in the UK, they're in Europe, and by the way, they're in the United States and Canada too. Wherever the Saudi Arabians have funded mosques, wherever they are, they believe in doing this stuff because in Islam, what did Muhammad do? Muhammad figured non-Muslims were pigs and apes, which we're going to see in the next clip, number 2. So, Mina, if you can get number 2 ready. And so it's okay for, under Sharia law, for the Muslim men to have sex with little baby girls. That's what Ayatollah Khomeini did and based it on what did Muhammad do. And so in these sex gangs in the UK, they're targeting not just white girls, but all girls, red and yellow, black and white, under Islam, rape, 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 fight, fight, fight. It's okay. It's okay. What did Muhammad do? That's okay. Because again, people who are kafirs, infidels, then the Muslim Brotherhood, who are the true Muslims, doing what did Muhammad do, then it's okay to go out and seduce girls by using things that are illegal for Muslims, alcohol and drugs in particular. And by the way, on that note, the United Arab Emirates has declared that Council on American Islamic Relations is a terrorist organization. And we've also showed clips, and we're going to show clips again today, where the LAPD and the LA Sheriff are working, aiding, and abetting the Muslim Brotherhood groups. And Council on American Islamic Relations has been labeled, not by me, so I know y'all want to sue me. I'm just passing on the information from the United Arab Emirates that Al-Qaeda, the Islamic State, Daesh, ISIS, the Islamic Relief Organization, an affiliate of the International Organization of the Muslim Brotherhood, which CARE is a member of. CARE is in all of the Saudi Arabian-funded mosques in California, Canada, United States, Ohio, Missouri, all 50 states, all Canada, all of Europe. The Muslim Brotherhood, an organization and group, and named specifically by the United Arab Emirates, the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE. CARE is very powerful, along with the Muslim Student Association. They are clearly members of the Muslim Brotherhood. All right, so going to that point, President Morsi, who is Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, now in prison at 129 on this clip, states that these people, kafirs, you and me, who are not Muslims, are pigs and apes. Okay, are you ready, Mina? Okay, clip number 2. Thank you.
هذه المفاوضات العبثية إضاعة الوقت وتضييع الفرص. الصهاينة يكتسبون وقتا ويأخذون فرصا، والفلسطينيون عربا ومسلمين تضيع عليهم الفرص وتضيع عليهم أوقاتهم ولا يأخذون شيئا. هكذا نرى كيف تبدد هذا الحلم الذي كان دائما سرابا، وظنه البعض من الفلسطينيين من الذين يتصورون خطأ أن أعداءهم يمكن أن يعطونهم شيئا. هذه السلطة التي ما جاء بها الأعداء الصهاينة والأمريكان إلا لتكون على عكس وضد إرادة الشعب الفلسطيني وضد مصالح الفلسطينيين. لا يمكن أن يتوقع عاقل أن يحدث شيء في هذا المسار، إما الصهاينة وما يريدون وإما الحرب. هذا ما يعرفه هؤلاء المحتلين لأرض فلسطين المعتدين على الفلسطينيين، هؤلاء مصاصي الدماء مشعلي الحروب أحفاد القردة والخنازير. يجب أن نقاومهم.
Good job, good job. Pigs and apes, and he's referring obviously to the Israelis and their allies, the Americans, which means me and you, because I support Israel too, and frankly, I don't care what Council on American Islamic Relations, Muslim Brotherhood, all they are is doing what did Muhammad do, which means from the Quran, chapter 860, from the Quran, holding it with my left hand on purpose, from the Quran, that killing the kafirs, doing what Muhammad did in the Quran, again, which we have discussed time and time again on this show, and this is supported. We've shown the clips, so we're going to show the clips again of the LA Sheriff and the LA PD helping that. In the Quran, in Islam, Muhammad is considered to be the al-insan al-kamil, the ideal man or the perfect man. Muhammad is an excellent model of conduct, excuse me, Quran 33:21. So when both Dr. Zakir Naik and Ayatollah Khomeini, when they make their decisions on Sharia law, which is based on what did Muhammad do, they always come back to what did Muhammad do. It's very simple, and so does Council on American Islamic Relations. They are members of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood, the United Arab Emirates has declared Council on American Islamic Relations as a terrorist group. Not me. You can sue me all day long. I didn't say it. I said you're members of the Muslim Brotherhood and you do what Muhammad did, evidently having sex with 4-year-old girls, which Ayatollah Khomeini did because Muhammad had sex with a 6-year-old girl, and Dr. Zakir Naik, who says having sex with sheep and goats is okay because Muhammad said it was okay. That's what the Muslim Brotherhood believes in. They base everything on the Quran, Surah 860, to use steeds of war as war to terrorize the infidel. I am an infidel. Most of you watching the show are infidels. I know all the Muslims, you want to yell and scream and kill me. I don't care. It doesn't scare me. I don't care. You will have to kill me to shut me up. The Muslims' holy book, the Quran, instructs Muslims repeatedly to obey Muhammad. From the Quran, Surah 3:32, 3:132, 4:13, 4:59, 4:69, 5:92, 8:1, 8:20, 8:46, 9:71, 24:47, 24:51, 24:52, 24:54, 24:56, 33:33, 47:33, 49:14, 58:13, and 64:12. They are allowed to have permission to seduce young girls in sex gangs using alcohol, using drugs, destroying the little girls, and also taking that money and taking the money that they get by selling these girls, and they fund terrorism with it. They blow up people, they kill people, they do all of these crazy things. All right. Okay, so in 1 minute, Mina, we're going to do clip number 9. So in 1 minute. Oh, Muhammad, Allah Akbar, you beat the girls all black and blue. You're a wild man, such a madman. Oh, Muhammad, it is true. In a cavern with Al-Khadijah, drinking camel piss, you know, dwelt Muhammad, dreadful prophet, and his silly old burro. Hee-haw, hee-haw. hey, put down your guns, put down your knives, put down your billy clubs. I really don't care. You don't scare me. You either kill me or you don't. When Jesus says you can kill me, I'll take a felt pen and draw a black line on my neck and you can cut off my head. You got it? What does ISIS do? What did Mohammed do? What does the Muslim Brotherhood do? United Arab Emirates. I don't understand why a group of Sunnis, United Arab Emirates, would declare that the Council on American Islamic Relations and the Muslim Brotherhood are terrorists. I don't know why. I have a hunch. I have a hunch. If I get pulled into a lawsuit, we will subpoena the United Arab Emirates to come forward and say why they named Council on American Islamic Relations as a terrorist group. We know that Sheriff Baca loves them, and we know that the LAPD, Charlie Beck and Michael Downing, counterterrorism commander, they love them. Okay. All right, so we're on clip number 9? Okay, clip number 9.
سلام بيننا؟
لا
ما بدنا سلام بيننا وبينهم؟
بدناش ولا شيء ولا حد يهجم على أمريكا ولا يهود. بدنا نعيش بأمان، صح؟ بدناش يهود ولا حرامية ولا أشرار.
بچه فلسطینی حتی با یه قلب سنگ بخواد کشورش میره به صحنه جنگ، به خاطر کشورش حاضره که خون بده، دشمن رو بیرون کنه، حتی اگه جون بده.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. إليكم أيها المسلمون، على ماذا تراهنون يا أبطال الفتوحات الإسلامية؟ طفل فلسطين المرابط يطلق صرخة من صميم الفؤاد ليستنهض الهمم. القدس تناديكم، طال الانتظار يا عرب. الصهاينة دمروا البيوت، أهلكوا الأخضر واليابس، قتلوا الأطفال والرضع، جرفوا المعالم، قطعوا الشجر. القدس أسيرة، عار ما بعده عار. يا مسلمون، فلسطين تناديكم، لبوا النداء. القدس تناديكم، دقوا طبول الجهاد، افتحوا الأبواب، طال السبات.
Yeah. Little girl's going to beat the drums of jihad. That little girl's going to go out and kill anybody, kill everybody. Well, that's what they teach. That's what Muhammad taught. Okay, and by the way, in a minute, we're going to do a clip on Sheriff Baca, number 15, in 1 minute. Mina? Yeah, we're going to do, in 1 minute, we're going to do clip number 15, where he supports Council on American Islamic Relations, Muslim Brotherhood. But before that, from the... oh my goodness. Muhammad was a transvestite, Sahih al-Bukhari, and Bukhari is the hadith that's like the King James Bible, transvestite prophet. Sahih al-Bukhari, number 2442. So this is like quoting out of the King James Bible, and it says that Muhammad was a transvestite prophet, because when we get done with clip number 15, in a few seconds, the Sheriff Baca is saying that he's... pleased and loves the Council on American Islamic Relations. He says care. Then we're going to go to a place where the Muslims riot, go crazy, and want to kill everybody for talking about Muhammad being a transvestite. So here it is. It says, Muhammad said, revelations, i.e. the Quran, never come to me when I'm dressed in women's clothing except when I'm wearing the clothes of Aisha, his little wife. All right, so check it out. This is from Sahih Bukhari, which is considered to be the holy grail of the hadith, the number one respected hadith dude, and it's Sahih al-Bukhari, number 2442. And so again, Muhammad said, revelations, i.e. the Quran, never come to me when I'm dressed in women's clothing except when I am cross-dressing, wearing the female garments of my wife Aisha. Wow, what a trip. There you go. We got a lot more on Muhammad. What did Muhammad do is the basis of Islam. What did Muhammad do is the basis on CARE, Council on American Islamic Relations. What did Muhammad do is the basis of the Muslim Brotherhood. What did Muhammad do as the basis of ISIS? Are you getting the picture here? As a battle planner for the Marine Corps back with 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines a million years ago after I was done with Vietnam, I understand battle planning, and I understand when the Muslims do battle planning, they base it on, guess what? What did Muhammad do? Okay, Mina, you ready? Clip number 15.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. I'm deeply regretful that I cannot be with you this evening. As you listen to my message, I'm either in Qatar, Abu Dhabi, or Egypt, meeting with my Arab law enforcement colleagues. We are working on strategies of cooperation, public safety, and education on a worldwide basis. I want to thank CARE for the friendship that has been extended to me in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Executive Director Hussam Alouche,
oh my, I'm still trying to get over Muhammad being a cross-dresser. Executive Director Hussam Alouche, who has his CARE office in Anaheim and his mosque is in Corona, Council on American Islamic Relations. According to United Arab Emirates, his group is a terrorist group. Sue me if you want. I'll see you in court. Remember, the truth is defense for slander, defamation of character, and libel. Okay, so in the little green book by Ayatollah Khomeini, the madman from Iran, but he's considered one of the top scholars in the world on Sharia law, Islamic law, the very last page of his book, the little green book, he points out that it's okay for children as young as grammar school, 1st grade through 6th grade, that little boys and little girls can have sex together. They call it temporary marriage, and they don't even have to tell their fathers what they're doing. Okay, so we're going to go in a few, we're going to go to clip number 4 in a minute or so, Mina. Mina?
ولنقطعن رؤوسهم بالسيوف ولنجعلن الارض والله تقذف جثثهم والله. لا رحمة للكفرة خونة عائشة وخونة ابو بكر الصديق. ويحكم 5% سندوسكم في بقرنا.
رسالة من ابو حفص. وين رحت؟ رسالة الى الشعوب العربية المسلمة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله ليس الحمد لكم يا عباد أمريكا وروسيا، يا خنتم الشعب السوري والمجاهدين. ألا تعلمون إن شعبا قادر أن يتحدى العالم كله؟ أنتم تضحكون علي. أين صواريخ ساتريلا وإيجلا التي تقذف هذين الشياعات؟ أنتم خونوا وخنتم الله والرسول. والله لنقاتل بالسيوف، لنقاتل بالبنادق، لنقاتل في الحجارة. والله إنا منتصرون ونقطع رؤوسكم بهذه السيوف. هذه بلاد الشام اللي وعد بها رسول الله. إن الملائكة إن الملائكة تبسط أجنحتها في بلاد الشام.
Okay, so that's ISIS, Muslim Brotherhood in Syria. Now, what they're talking about, a lot of the people in Syria are what's called Al-Walites, which is kind of a syncretistic amalgamation of Islam and some types of Christianity. And so the ISIS, Muslim Brotherhood, Sunni Muslims, the same guys that are found in charge of Saudi Arabia and Egypt, they don't like the Alawites, so they're going to go and kill them. Basically what it goes down to, if you're not a Sunni, which is 95% of the Islamic world, they're going to kill you. Okay, so now we talked about Muhammad being transvestite, wearing his wife's clothes, and he couldn't get revelations of the Quran unless he's wearing his wife's clothes. He's a transvestite. Muhammad was a transvestite. I just read it from their hadith, Sahih Bukhari, number 2442, that Muhammad wore his wife's clothes. That's called a transvestite. So now this is in a European country, and they're showing some true videos about this, and the Muslims go nuts, which they always do, because they can't argue back using reason or dialogue, using proof, evidence, and facts, because when they go to the proof, evidence, and facts, they go to the Quran and the Hadith. They go to the Quran and the Hadith, and it talks about all the weird, crazy, murderous, thug-like, transvestite things that Muhammad did. So, all right, so we're going to do clip number 11. When you're ready, Mina, let me know when you're ready with clip number 11. So everything that the Muslim Brotherhood, Council on American Islamic Relations, Islamic Society of North America, Muslim Affairs Public Committee, all these dudes, Islamic societies, all of these mosques that are funded by the Saudi Arabians, they do what Muhammad did. And when they don't like what we talk about, telling the truth about what did Muhammad do, then all they have left is killing people or going crazy violent. So we ready, Mina? Okay, number 11. Thank you. That's right out of another hadith again, gay prophet. Muhammad would lift up his shirt for a man who proceeded to kiss his entire torso from his belly button to his armpits. That's found in Sunan Abi Dawud, number 5224. Again, this is a hadith. So what that guy was doing was merely pointing out, according to the hadith. Again, there's another hadith here that talks about, it's from Musnad Ahmed, number 12669. And it's another hadith that says, a man named Zahir, who used to declare that the Prophet loves me, said that one day Muhammad crept unawares behind him and put him in a bear hug. Zahir, alarmed, yelled, "Get off of me." And what he's talking about is a sexual, kind of like flirting and whatnot. And then from Musnad Ahmed 12669, again, gay prophet, after turning his head and discovering that it was Muhammad, he stopped struggling and proceeded to push his back into the prophet's chest, again referring to Muhammad not only as a transvestite from his 6-year-old wife Aisha from Bukhari, but also being gay. All right, so now when we tell the truth, all a Muslim has left for 1,400 years is to kill us. And I showed you there Sheriff Baca congratulating Care, a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, and Care being named by the United Arab Emirates from their leading people. It's the cabinet of the United Arab Emirates. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but they named Al-Qaeda, Daesh, and the Muslim Brotherhood. Daesh is ISIS, as being members of terrorists. It says Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates cabinet on Saturday announced, this is just a few days ago, on November 15, 2014, the United Arab Emirates cabinet on Saturday announced the names of dozens of extremist groups that have been put on its list of terrorist organizations, and it goes all through them, and it talks about, again, Council on American Islamic Relations. And so now we're going to show in a minute or two number 17, and it shows the LAPD. We've showed this clip before. I know it's so shocking and surprising. I have to show it multiple times, and having been involved in a number of federal lawsuits and whatnot, I understand showing evidence, proof evidence, and facts is so critical. So, Mina, when you're ready, we'll do clip number 17. Let's see if he's ready.
Yes, thank you all for this wonderful meeting and informational, particularly on the counterterrorism end. My name is Tom Trento, visiting you folks from South Florida. I'm actually in town doing a documentary, doing research on the Muslim Brotherhood's existence and operational activity in Los Angeles County. I'm holding in my hand a book called Sharia, The Threat to America, that was written by 19 national security experts, including many bureau people, agency people, Andy McCarthy, who put the blind sheikh in prison, Jim Woolsey, and myself. I'm one of the authors. My question to the LA Sheriff's Department and to the Bureau, do you believe the Muslim Brotherhood exists in Los Angeles County? And if you do, what are you doing to inform the citizens of the danger of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Thank you. Okay. We actually also have Deputy Chief Michael Downing here with us. He joined us. So, Jeff.
The Muslim Brotherhood, is an organization, a politically active motivation. I'm sure it does exist here in a different form. I think that one of the benefits of what we do in terms of dealing with the motivational aspects of terrorism is to outreach and engage with the community so they don't feel isolated, balkanized, oppressed, and besieged. And our biggest counterterrorism strategy in this community is the partnership that we have with the Muslim communities.
The Brotherhood's very active in this county.
I know the Brotherhood is, but so one of the responsibilities for us to
See, there's different views about the Brotherhood. You know, Albana, who created it, his idea is different than some of the people that are on the fringe of it here. Just like Republicans and Democrats are more conservative and more liberal, that's what we have here. But the message is not to demonize the Brotherhood here, but to create
not to
demonize the Brotherhood, but and we don't necessarily engage.
Not to demonize the Muslim Brotherhood. We don't have to demonize the Muslim Brotherhood. They demonize themselves. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, Mujahideen, Taliban, they're all Muslim Brotherhood. They all have the same idea. They all use the same playbook. It's called the Quran and the Hadith. They're all doing the same thing. We showed clips here with child molesting of little boys from the members of the Taliban, Muslim Brotherhood in Pakistan and Afghanistan. What did Muhammad do? Sadly, Michael Downing, I was standing right there when that interview was going on. I was shocked too when he said, don't demonize the Muslim Brotherhood. Hey, we don't have to demonize the Muslim Brotherhood. They demonize themselves. Just like when Geraldo Rivera's crew was interviewing me after Benghazi and they said I had insulted the Prophet Muhammad, my automatic response was simple. How can I insult a man who masturbated between the thighs of a 6-year-old girl and copulated with a dead woman in an open grave? Michael Downing, really, it's troubling for me as a former Marine Corps officer, very deeply experienced in active combat, gathering human intelligence in Vietnam, what I did to see that you're so brainwashed you can't figure out what is the basis of good Muslims' behavior. The basis of a good Muslim's behavior is to be bad. Because a good Muslim does what Muhammad did, and what Muhammad did was bad. He had sex with little girls, he had sex with dead women, he beheaded people, he murdered people, he tied an old woman to 2 camels and drove them in opposite direction, tearing her apart. What did Muhammad do? Michael Downing, you can't understand that, and you're in charge of counterterrorism in Los Angeles? Hey, I was there, I saw you, I watched it, I heard it, I'm ashamed of you. Period. All right, now, I need a little levity, so we're going to watch a crazy cartoon, clip number 8, very soon. Mina, tell me when you're ready. And it's crazy, it's funny, but it's based on what did Muhammad do. There's some parts in there, frankly, that are a little disgusting, but you know what? Watching people being beheaded by ISIS, watching the Muslim Brotherhood, watching Al-Qaeda, watching the Taliban, and by the way, my own son, who is alive, was suicide bombed. He was shot up. His life was spared because he listened to me on what did Muhammad do. So clip number 8. Clip number 8. Go ahead, Mina.
Allow me to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Muhammad. I worship false pagan idols. I like to murder and rape and steal and lie. And I love little girls. I hope that wasn't me. I bet it was.
Oh, Mohammed! Mohammed! Hey!
Hey, who said that? Show yourself.
Come to the cave, Mohammed.
It is a sign. I don't know how to read it. It says KD of Doodoo. Stupid sign. Hello. Is anybody there? I know it's something.
I come from the great God Allah, Muhammad.
Okay, we had to cut it there. People are afraid they're going to get their heads cut off. I don't really care. My friends do, so I respect them. So we stopped it there. But also, this is exactly what did Muhammad do. And, you know, it's okay to criticize, laugh at, mock Jesus and the other prophets, which they do, but it's not okay to tell the truth. So some people didn't like what I did. Don't really care, because one of the questions I have, as Islam continues to grow, when are they going to declare war on us here in the United States, in Canada, in Europe? We're already having some problems in Europe. In fact, the next clip that we show, we'll show a response of the people in France to the introduction of Muslim food or whatnot. So, by the way, the deal there when Muhammad blew wind, that's in the Quran and the Hadith too. It's all right there. It's all right there. So my question is, when or can we stop? In fact, there's an attorney friend of mine from Sacramento called me today because he wants to help out. We're getting the truth out about Muhammad. My new website, What Did Mo Do, will be launched here in the next 2 weeks or so. We begin, it'll be on tomorrow, but you won't be able to view it. We're going to experiment with it, work back and forth with some experts from Islam who live in India, Italy, Holland, Canada, the United States, and Australia, and we're going to be posting on the site the truth about what did Muhammad do. So here's some people in France who are sick and tired. We're going to clip number 12. When you're ready, Mina? Okay. When you're ready, we'll show clip number 12, which the French go into this market and they take out all of the Muslim-approved food. And it's pretty dramatic. It's actually, they could have been arrested for what they were doing as a hate crime and whatnot. And, of course, I'm wondering when Sheriff Baca or the current sheriff of Los Angeles County or the LAPD are going to charge me with hate crimes. Or now United Arab Emirates states that Council on American Islamic Relations are a terrorist group. Are they going to sue me because I just convey the message? Are they going to sue me? Probably. Do I really care? No. Does my wife really care? No. We really don't care. Okay, so you ready, Mina? Okay, clip number 12. What you're watching there is warfare. It's the incipient stages of warfare. It goes right back. In fact, those are the French. Then remember the French resistance and how they operated underground and doing things of that nature. Now, those were all non-Muslims. They went into a market and they took out all of the Muslim food products. They're sending a message. The French have had enough. Now, the French are between 7 and 9% of the total gross population of France, historically, and we've showed the clipper before. Maybe I'll show it again next week. But what happens when the Muslims reach MPH, Muslims per host, MPH, at about 10%, then 100% of the Muslims, moderate and extremists, join together, and not only do they demand Muslim-approved food, halal, but they go out and they start killing, murdering, raping, doing all the stuff that we are talking about. What did Muhammad do? So that looks kind of funny and cute to a lot of people. Yes, it was theft. Yes, it was breaking the law. However, when you have the breaking of laws to stop a greater law, it's acceptable in a court of law. Let me give you an example, because I know a lot of police and attorneys out there right now saying, this is crazy. No, let me give you an example. If you're walking down the street and you look inside a house and you see a person, an adult, is going to murder a child, then there are several steps that you must do in order to stop that murder. And some of these steps may be illegal. Let me follow. If you step onto the property of the house where they're going to murder that child, you have trespassed. That's illegal. If in order to stop the murder, you break down the door to get into the house to stop the murder, that's breaking the law. If you trespass and you break down the house, breaking an entry, and you get inside the house and you're stopping the person from murdering the child, then you are engaged in physical warfare. You are engaged in assault and battery. That's breaking the law. But if your goal is to stop a murder, then all of those are forgiven. This confuses a lot of people. But once again, I think that's clear enough for a reasonable person who understands the process of law, that the greater the crime, the lesser crimes to stop that crime are acceptable. So to stop a murder, you can trespass, you can break and enter, you can assault and battery, and in fact, to the point to save that child's life, you can actually take the perp's life. And that's acceptable in a court of law too. So what you saw there in France when they were taking all that food, that should be sending a signal to people to understand that the war is coming, that people have had enough. They don't want their girls kidnapped through drugs and alcohol, these sex grooming gangs. They don't want that. They're not going to accept that. And they're going to step forward and start doing these things. So a prescient, reasonable person with normal cognitive skills should be able to understand this is not funny stuff. And for Sheriff Baca and the LAPD to be aiding and abetting those who support ISIS, the Muslim Brotherhood, and Council on American Islamic Relations being named by an Arab country, United Arab Emirates, that they are terrorists, and yet they are operating in California with over 200 mosques controlled by the Saudi Arabians. This is pretty serious stuff. Okay, clip number 7. When you're ready, when you're ready, Mina, we'll do clip number 7. He's digging it up. He's doing a good job. He got thrown into the fire on this. He's doing a great job. You ready? Okay, go ahead.
أمة ستعود، أمة الإسلام. رغم هذا الانكسار، رغم هذا الانكسار، رغم استعلاء الغرب، فالغرب إلى زوال. كما أزال الله مملكة الروم ومملكة فارس، سيزيل الله الغرب على أيدي المسلمين. هذا وعد جازم. هذه الدول التي ترونها ستدخل في الإسلام وسيصل إليها الإسلام. تعالوا شوفوا الترتيب الإلهي. الترتيب الأول الخلافة هترجع، بعد كده المسلمين يعيشوا في رخاء رهيب، يا اقتصاد قوي جدا، أقوى اقتصاد هيكون عند المسلمين. معقول يا شيخ سالم معاك دليل على كده الكلام بتاعك ده، ولا أنت بتقول كده كلام النهارده؟ إيه اللي حصل لك؟ أنت مريض ولا إيه؟ والله ما أنا مريض، ده أنا بكلمكم كلام حق.
Okay, so very good. So right there, what you saw, what seems to be disjointed, but it does follow sequentially very well, is that what the French were doing there was beginning to rally their troops, rally their base, okay, so that they could survive Islam. And whereas we have in the United States with Sheriff Baca, the LAPD, and our last clip, clip number 20, so we've only got a couple minutes left. Mina, when you're ready with clip number 20, we'll see where George Bush, Clinton are helping Hezbollah and the Muslim Brotherhood. So you ready, Mina? Okay, go ahead, and we'll end on this.
My name is Abdurrahman Al-Amoudi.
In the 1990s, Abdul Rahman Alamoudi was one of America's most prominent Muslims. He even advised Presidents Clinton and Bush on Islamic issues, presenting himself as a moderate, pro-American voice within the Muslim community. But in 1998, the New York Post exposed Alamoudi's comments at a pro-Hamas event in Chicago. If we are outside this country, we can say, "Oh Allah, destroy America."
Anybody support this Hamas here? Anybody is a supporter of Hamas here? Anybody is a supporter of Hamas here? Hear that, Bill Clinton, we are all supporters of Hamas. Allahu Akbar. I wish they added that I'm also a supporter of Hezbollah. Anybody supports Hezbollah here? Anybody supports Hezbollah here? Takbir!
In this video, Alamoudi introduces and praises a future board member of the American Conservative Union, Suhail Khan. By the time of this event, evidence of Alamoudi's radicalism had appeared in print, and he had just been condemned by a sitting U.S. senator.
I'm really proud to be with Suhail Khan. Some of you saw him today in the White House, but inshallah soon you'll see him in better places in the White House, inshallah. Maybe sometimes as vice president soon, inshallah. Allahu Akbar.
In praising Khan, Alamoudi...
Good job. Now, Alamoudi is in prison. He's talking about this guy, Suhail Khan, who the Conservative Political Action Committee for the Republican Party has been pushing for him to run for office. I've shown that clip. I know all about it. Grover Norquist getting millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia to fund candidates who are sympathetic to the Muslim Brotherhood in the United States, Council on American Islamic Relations. We have all the proof, evidence, and facts of that it's going on. It was through George Bush. It was through Clinton. It was through Obama. We know it's going through both parties. We also know my degree is in political science. You don't know that, but I do. My degree is in political science, political theory, and we also know that every constitutional republic is destroyed sooner or later through foreign intrigue, foreign money, which Saudi Arabia has pushed in trillions and trillions of dollars to do that. So again, if you want to understand Islam, what you've got really, you have no choice, because as they grow biologically, when they start approaching 10%, which they have already done at Dearborn, Michigan. If you go there, we've got pictures where they're throwing rocks and beating up the Christians and all that other stuff in Michigan. And soon it's going to be on the streets here of Los Angeles. They have a mosque, a big Muslim Brotherhood mosque right outside the LA Coliseum where the USC Trojans play football. It's in Riverside, it's in San Diego, it's in San Francisco, it's in Corona. And the leader of the Southern California Council on American Islamic Relations, who his group has been named by the United Arab Emirates as being a terrorist organization, is operating freely in Corona and operating with the support and aiding and abetting of the LA Sheriff and the LAPD. Until next week, Mina, great job. Adieu.
في كتير طرق وسط الحياة تاهوا فيها ناس، وطرق تبان مفروشة ورد وتنتهي بألم وضيق، لكن الطريق للفرحة وطريق الخلاص عند المسيح، أصل المسيح